Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale, and today we continue our journey into Inpatient's Asylum, the collaboration between Ren and Chris Webby. This is Lunatic Lullaby. So we're nearly there. This is now the 14th release, although the final track of the album for Inpatient's Asylum, the collaboration between Ren and Chris Webby. We've been following the progress of this album through every subsequent release, and we're nearing the end. This is the second to last. We're going to do this. Looking forward to getting this all wrapped up because they've already released a documentary for the album, and I am dying to see it. I need to see that. Don't know if I'm going to film it for a reaction or not, but if you are interested in seeing that, do let me know down in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. We are going to get to it very, very soon, one way or another. So if you all are interested in coming along on a ride on that, do let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, if you'd give me a like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. We're now on our road officially to 7,000, and I'm super excited about that. So yes, this is the album closer, although there is one more video still to be reacted to. I chose to react in the exact same order that Ren and Chris Webby released them all in. So we do have one more first reaction still to go, but this is the album closer. So we're going to see this next. This is Lunatic Lullaby. Wow. I'm just reading the subtitles here, and interesting. It was a little bit buried in the mix. It was hard to discern for certain, but let's just say that if the subtitles that were put on screen are accurate, what they were doing is what is known as backmasking. That's when they recorded a line of dialogue in this case. And once it was recorded in their software, they reverse it. They play it backwards. So they're playing whatever those words were on screen, assuming that they're authentic to the actual recording. That was a line of dialogue, then they flipped it, and it gives this really weird, warbly kind of a sound effect. Very interesting. All right, let's keep going. It's almost like we're seeing into space or maybe through an eyeball as it sees the world. Or something in the room. Maybe giving us some guitar solo? It's harmonized. That was cool. It's very breaking up, very dissonant. I like it. Dueling guitars. I don't like talking over the guitar solos. It sounds like we have a moment to breathe here, so I'll interject now. That's really cool so far. I like how it's kind of started out and we're getting this bluesy, like, just from the heart feeling kind of guitar playing from Ren. At times it's harmonized, it's double tracked, and we're hearing two different performances of the same notes, one in each ear. Then it switches back to the middle for a very singular performance, but all the while having that original arpeggiated rhythm playing away in the left ear. A lot going on there for such a simple little song. This is incredible. Interesting way to close the album. Lunatic Lullaby. And here we're seeing in the visualizer video these tiny little hands, almost like if we're in the womb. Are we starting the story over again? Are we seeing it is it being played in backwards and this is the beginning of it all? Very interesting. Let's back that up and hear that solo again. Feel it. They're tapping. Man, there is so much to unpack already into this. This isn't normally the channel to go to get it too deep into the woods of guitar breakdowns and the key that they're playing in and things like that. But what I can kind of summarize really quickly, that intro solo there tied in so many different techniques. I don't even know if I can keep track. At various times he was doing just your standard blues stuff, arpeggiating chords and bending notes and almost hitting the key. So it just gives it that sense of urgency and pain. And then he's doing something called a pre-bend and release. That's a little bit trickier, where normally you would hit a note and bend it. This time you're bending it, then hitting the note. So it's starting from that position of pain and then getting the release. You're bending out of it. And then he's doing what sounds just a little bit of two-finger tapping. And then there was this two-finger tapping kind of a sound that was more pingy. And I think what he was doing there was actually taking his finger, pushing it down on the string and making the string touch the electric pickup. And it makes this little pingy kind of a sound. I've done it before myself. I know what it sounds like. And I'm pretty sure that's what it was before going back into some other bendy bluesy section. It's like, holy cow. It's just as simple and subdued as his playing is. He's still busting out a ton of really cool techniques. Very well done. Let's keep this going. This is cool already. Wow. It's almost like the song hasn't even started yet. Is that a voice that's been vocoded? Or a guitar that's been vocoded?
I remember swinging like a pendulum by my umbilical cord. The surgeon held me up proudly like a prized fish. And all I could think was put me back. Put me back. To be violently ejected from the safety of the womb into this Tartarian nightmare felt cruel. I looked up at my mother, once my home, and now the orchestrator of my exile, and I felt deserted. I'd feel this feeling again with everyone that I'd ever loved.
Whoa, that was interesting little effect. It just, again, that's just like on guitar where he's doubling a part. He'll play at the same time. He spoke that line at the 2 times in a row, and then in post and editing, they put it together to give this almost demonic kind of a sound. Just a small little appreciation for that rhythm and guitar that's been going through as a steadiness throughout this entire song. Everything that's built and taken away has been over top of this little simple guitar riff. Almost kind of got a Red Hot Chili Peppers meets nursery rhyme feel to me. Just very slow and subdued, very simple, just like 1 or 2 chords. It's played over and over again, just to give us this bass line that we're always coming back to. Really interesting. And what a perspective from the child's view on life and where they should be or want to go back to. Very interesting.
I remember summoning a burst of air from my diaphragm, and it ripped through the tightly strung fibers of my vocal cords, and I made a terribly repugnant sound. A giant, ugly, gloved hand hoisted my tiny, writhing body onto a sterilized surface and began hacking at my umbilical cord with a stainless...
Yeah, that's a particularly dark perspective. I mean, not technically wrong, I suppose. It just, our baby's usually this sentient and self-aware. Very, very interesting. Let's go.
Steel scalp. Who were these barbarians that would sever me from my one avenue of nourishment? I was passed back to my mother, and she looked down at me, and she smiled. How can you smile at a time like this? What is this world? I quickly realized that I did not belong here. The one thing that brought solace, that brought peace, was the rhythmic beat emanating from my mother's heart monitor. I remember it clearly now. It beeped like a metronome. Steady.
Oh.
Rhythmically. And all of a sudden, I could hear music. Yeah, I could hear music. And in that music, I could hear the heartbeat of the universe. Primal, connected, formless yet with form. Empty spaces filled with bursts of matter. And I was enamored. I was in awe. I was at the altar of gods. I knew I had to pursue this feeling every day, or I would surely die.
Interesting. Well, if that isn't leaving things to one heck of an open subjective definition of what just happened, I don't know what does. There's just so many ways you can view that. What just happened? What do you think just happened? Leave me a comment down below if you have a different view on that ending than I do. Could that somehow represent that the newborn didn't make it through, or that suddenly the mother faced some challenges and she didn't survive? Or did they just simply disconnect the monitors because they didn't need them anymore? Very interesting. What an intriguing ending, especially knowing that the Asylum album isn't just a collection of 15 songs, but there is a narrative being taken through from beginning to end, following character or characters, and it is, like I say, a narrative. It is telling a story. And this is how it ends. That was the ending. That is the last track, and that is how they close their album out. Wild. So cool. And hey, something just occurred to me. No Chris Webby on this one. I guess between the guitar solo lead-in that they wanted to create for the birth of the infant, and then the narrative that was, well, it's a little disjointed when you have more than one narrator, so I guess Ren took the lead on this one and narrated that outro tale for us, and that just didn't really leave any room for Webby. But being an album closer, and it's a different kind of a song, it's an outro epilogue almost more than than a song by the time we got through the end of it. So too bad we didn't get to hear Webby's contribution at all, but for what it was doing in the narrative of the album, I suppose it wasn't really necessary to have two distinct voices telling us what's going on. One did the job and fulfilled the need to close out the tale. I cannot wait to take a watch of the making of documentary. I'm sure a lot of my questions are going to get answered about what they were thinking, what do they mean by this. Hopefully we'll get a lot of insight into their artistic visions that came to the making of this album, and maybe even some answers for this ending. I can't wait to watch that. Will you come along with me on that ride? I hope you do. Let me know what you think about that idea, and we'll see about filming that. But either way, I will be watching it very, very soon. We got one more track to go, one more reaction to make, and then I can say I've heard the entire album. I thank you all for coming along on the ride on this one, and all of the tracks before this, and many more to come after. I hope to see you all again. Peace, love, and empathy to you all. Good night.